years ago, I started to notice the design of Earth and the languages. And I was like, oh my God, like now suddenly so much stuff starts to make sense about why so many people, or the majority, are the way that they are. Now, if you look at this, I'll just say that this is a rough idea of what North America looks like, and this would be South America, and these lines here are like the ocean floor. Now, you should be able to look at that if you just draw in like an eyeball there, and a little spot there for an eye, and draw in an arm there. You should sort of get the impression that it looks like a person as seen from the side, you know, on their tippy toes, you know, and it looks like that would be the mouth, that would be the eye, that would be the nose, you know, so it looks like sort of like a little baby, you know, and that's basically this design is meant to convey many ideas simultaneously. Like if you notice, this goes up like a cheek and then bumps out like an ear, curves around the top of the head, and this goes around like an eye socket, and Florida would be like the nose bone. So it's like a partial face hidden in all this other mess, kind of like this. All right. So basically, it's like saying, with these ocean floor maps they added in, you'll notice they're the shape of knuckles. All right. So this is like being punched in the fucking face. All right. Because you're basically, what it's saying is that you are all like an infantile bunch of pieces of shit that deserve to be beaten to death and punched in the fucking face. All right. Like I was saying, it's also like a side shot, like a profile shot of a person. And you'll notice that like Canada would be like a really ugly face. All right. But if you also notice, I'll quickly try to explain this. If you draw like a couple of imaginary bum cheeks up here, Alaska would be like where the shit log starts to break off. So as if Canada is like a pile of shit on the head that's being beaten to death. And, you know, and there's another example of how Canada is the shit of the universe, would be like America is shaped, you know, like a toilet bowl. All right. And a toilet is what we used to call the can, you know, and that's also called the shitter. All right. And your shitter is your asshole. All right. So basically, Americans are a bunch of assholes. That's why Obama kept saying, yes, we can, yes, we can, yes, we can, and stuff like that in his campaign slogans, because he was saying is, yes, we're a bunch of shitters, we're a bunch of assholes, you know? And if that's the toilet, and you'll notice that most of Canadian borders are like running straight up. All right. Those are as if like motion lines to suggest that it's like exploding, like shit exploding out of the toilet. No. So anyway, if you notice all that, then you should notice that this shit area is actually in the mind area of the head. So that means that you are a bunch of shit for brains. And the shit is also, like I said, like the side of a face. You know, like shit faces, ugly shit faces. All right? So that means that you are a bunch of freaking ugly shit for brain pieces of shit, and altogether it looks like a body being shit into existence, you know, like a little kid on its tippy toes or something, like a little baby, you know. That means that altogether you are like puny minded shit for brain, ugly shit, unwanted shit, you know, garbage, you know. And if you notice, like if you go like this, you'll notice that the continent is actually shaped like a garbage bag, just like where you come from, Britain, you know, the United Kingdom and shit is shaped like a freaking garbage bag. All right. And that's why you're called white trash. Okay. So basically, if you notice that, then all you have to do is rotate the world a little bit, and you'll sort of notice that South America has this the profile of the head of a silverback gorilla, which is like the alpha male of the ape world, you know, and the alpha is basically God, you know, and if that's the head, then this would be like as if spit or puke, you know, which is basically like saying, you know, like this is the alpha male's mind, but it's also its stomach, because it's so sickened, by all of you, that you're like a bunch of puke faces, shit for brain puke faces that make God want to puke. You make him sick to his stomach. You make him so sick that he has to fucking throw up, because everything about you as a people is so fucking disgusting. Your puny minds, your tiny intellect, your ugly faces, you fucking just, like basically, like this is what God's message is. See, if you notice, these are, like I said, like knuckles. It's like punching this in the face here. Like punching in the face, but it's also as if like an uppercut into the freaking, the chin of the puny-minded, shit for brain, freaking Western world. So it's like an uppercut that's actually separating the fucking head from the freaking body. And that's basically like saying, like, you people are basically like a bunch of unwanted, ugly shit for brain, disgusting fucking trash that make God want to sick, and you all deserve to be beaten to death for the rest of eternity. So that's basically the freaking artistic some of the artistic meaning of why the world looks the way that it does. And there's actually a language story to go along with some of this, all right? And you can find the information about that language story on a website called kelownasucks.com. And Kelowna is a city in British Columbia, Canada, where the language story, some of it, was taking place, which proves all of you to be what I've been trying to explain here, as a bunch of unwanted pieces of fucking shit that deserve to be beaten to death for all eternity. And it's just, it's so simple. Like, there's one main character in this freaking story. All of this is multi-meaning. It's also about me, but it's also about all of you, because all of you are childish. You're pathetic. Part of your pathetic language story is to utilize childlike psychology, stupid, pathetic, shit for brain psychology, kind of like I know you are, but what am I type stuff. So some of this is kind of about me as well, but this is basically to say, like, while what I've said so far is what you people are, the part that's kind of about me is the fact that this is how you've treated me since I was born. You've basically like beaten me, shit on me, puked on me, raped me, fucking abused me, and if there's like a child and you abusing me, it would be like you've been molesting me and stuff like that. And that's why here you can almost see kind of like a partial shape of a number 3, because you've basically been separating my head from my body. You've been killing me, since I was born, as part of expressing this language story that can be found at kelownasucks.com. It's really freaking sickening to realize that this is, that some sort of being actually exists in reality with us. And there is some sort of artistic and mathematical and cryptic story, much of which can be found at this link, kelownasucks.com. It's like an actual language design. Like this is some sort of being's design in reality. I don't know what else to say. It's kind of sad and sickening, and there's like, and even what I was saying can be kind of true, like a whole society treating me like shit and abusing me since the moment I was born as part of this story, and if you look in this link, like at Kelowna Sucks, you'll see that there's actually a circle there, Oops, sorry, I did that wrong. There's actually a magic circle in reality, a mathematical circle that goes along with this language. The symbol 7 is basically symbolic of my birth date, and the dimensions of this perfect triangle basically create a circle whose circumference literally transcodes into meaning that I am me, I am surrounded by a bunch of fucking stupid, infantile, unwanted, ugly pieces of abusive, sickening fucking shit who have been molesting and abusing me since the moment I was born, as part of an artistic and linguistic, cryptographic, fucked up fucking story. You know? And it's not just me. You know, there's also like a woman is part of this story, and how you've basically been using and violating her as well. It's really sickening to basically see that in so many ways God has been saying, like, look, Canadians have ugly faces, they're stupid, shit for brains, you know, they're disgusting, sickening pieces of shit.